Well, let's take testimony. We'll begin here, and there are a lot of you, I'm assuming, to speak. So if you'll keep yourself brief, we do have quite a few bills left here.
Right.
Thank you and welcome.
Good morning. My name is Shaquana B. Code, and I am in support of House Bill 1508. I have two children in RPS schools. To keep it brief, I'll just explain my son's story. He was being bullied really bad in school, to the point to where last week he came home crying because as part of the Life Coach Academy with MLK, he's been with Queen Bailey and Coach Bailey. They've been teaching them conflict resolution, mindfulness tactics, sports, of course, ways to kind of keep them, making the right decisions. And of course, with bullying, it'll cause you to react in a way that's not the healthiest. And to keep I teach my son just the right way to deal with people who are bullying him. However, it can be a really rough situation to be educated in if it's happening every day, right? If someone's like poking at you, hitting on you, taking your school lunch. Anyway, sorry, I'm just a little nervous.
Okay.
So we had an opportunity to transfer him over to AJC, which was a great opportunity. Unfortunately, I felt a lot of opposition from the principal at his old school. He did get into AJC as of this week, which is great. But I think because bullying is a really big deal in our schools. At MLK, my daughter goes there, was a child who recently, committed suicide.
I think that's the second bill. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is sorry. Private school, yes, the choice to be able to go to private school. And that's why I'm explaining it, because of the bullying in public schools is the reason why, as a parent, I should have the choice to send my child anywhere that I want because I want my child to be in a safe environment. So that's
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome to you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, I'm Dan Zacharias with the Old Dominion Association of Church Schools, and we thank Delegate Davis and all of the patrons for carrying the bill, and ODAX is an enthusiastic supporter.
Very good. Thank you. Next. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. I'll be as short as possible. First of all, my name is Dr. Mark James. It's my pleasure to be here today. I come as a father of three boys, former reading school teacher in a high school, administrator in public school in the state of Florida, former college head football coach. I say all that to say I govern everything by 3 Ps. First, the people. A no today says no to what's going on in the school system and the acceptance of it. Last week, we lost a 6-year-old. How safe are our schools? When I say lost a 6-year-old, a 6-year-old child brought a gun to school. The trauma of his life has changed. People, there are schools 2 miles from here that the schools are segregated not by color, but by power and opportunity of the have and the have-nots. People, our schools are failing and are regulated by tests that the administrators and the teachers cannot pass. Process. Our process needs to change. If you came with a no in your pocket today, what I'm saying to you, you're saying no to the people that campaign and walk for you. No to the students that are going across town to schools where they don't fit in. No to opportunity for a student to be able to have a choice. I was able to have a choice with my middle son, and I put my money together to send him to Benedictine. He's now a junior at West Point. When you have a choice, you have opportunity. The last P is people, process. I had to remind my own self. Profit. What is your profit today? What are we trying to gain by stopping something that will give opportunity to people that don't have it? Let me ask you a question. You may be as me today that might be able to send your child to a school that costs. That is your choice. What about the parent that has to send their kid to school in a place that is a disaster waiting to happen? We cannot continue to just say yes to things that don't matter.
Thank you, sir. Next. Again, please be brief as you can, if you will, please.
I'll try my best.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Michael White. I'm representing the American Federation for Children as a fellow. I'm from Washington, D.C. So when I was younger, I was a student who went to a school that was vastly underperforming. And because of that, being a student who had high educational potential in a school that certainly wasn't prepared for it, there were a lot of students who were not conducive to a good educational environment. And because of that, I was bullied because of that. And after being in a violent altercation with a few other students who were, I would say, somewhat jealous of the situation that I was in, it became a very brutal environment to be in. For myself and a lot of students in DC, we got to get the DC Opportunity Scholarship Program, which is a voucher program in Washington, DC. I would say that this program certainly changed the way that I've lived, and I wouldn't be here today without it. I was able to go to a new institution called Cornerstone School of Washington in Washington, DC, and because of that, I was given the ability to receive all of my educational goals between third grade and 12th. After that, I was available to come back to that school as a teacher, and I was able to change the lives of other students who were just like me. A lot of students who I've seen lived a very similar life to me, and because of that, I am certainly in support of this bill.
Thank you. And welcome to you, and please be brief as you can.
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Varma, and I'm also with the American Federation for Children. I'm a first-generation American. I'm one of 12 siblings, the oldest girl. My father's from West Africa. My mom's from Jamaica. And in growing up, they always knew that America was the land of opportunity. America, this is where you find the American dream. But coming here and finding out that American dream is only possible for students and families that can afford it. And so when I was in elementary school, when we came back over, I started school in Ghana, West Africa, where any education you had to pay for. And coming back over to the States in elementary school where we were zoned for, they thought that my brother and I weren't doing well in English, which is normal for children that come overseas because they're there and there. And to, like, who created this for young children coming from other places? But they decided to put us in a Spanish-speaking gifted program, and we were not Hispanic. And from that moment, my mom said, absolutely not. She knew that they were going to let us slip through the cracks, and they were giving up on us. And coming before you today, what I would say is the amount of gifted minds that we are wasting because we simply will not give them the opportunity to find the school that best fits their needs is going against the American dream that we speak so highly about. Let's lead the world in what we preach about, the land of opportunity. So thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Next, again, if you'll kindly be brief.
I'll be very quick. I'm a Zaydite. This is my son Elijah Knight, who's with me here. Every child's unique, and every parent in this room knows this. If you have 2 kids, you really know that because you are shocked by how unique each child is. All of our kids are different, and yet we send our kids to public schools expecting them all to learn the same way, yet they're so unique. I think every dollar that's allocated to our kids should follow them. Their school shouldn't be determined by a zip code. And so, imagine for a second that you're not allowed to use a public park because you don't live in that particular city. That's just not how it works. Again, I support school choice and empowering students to thrive.
Thank you. Next. And welcome to you. And again,
Okay, so I'm back.
brevity, please.
Yes,
if
my
you
name
can.
is Tichi Pinkney Epps. I'm a former school board member with the Richmond City Public Schools. I am as well a former assistant district director with the Virginia State PTA. So it's my honor to stand here before you to say I support this bill because it provides an option. We all know the condition of our public schools. Some are thriving, some are not. In the city of Richmond, unfortunately, not enough of them are. And our parents need options. And at the end of the day, it's their right to make this
you, ma'am.
choice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Next, please. Welcome to you, ma'am.
Good morning. My name is Tanya Jackson. I'm a single parent, and I made a choice to have my son to go to a better school. And I'm also a nonprofit organization, and I ran a summer camp program this summer for teens of ages from 12 to 19. And you should be surprised of the kids that did not want to go home. They wanted to stay with me because of the situation that's going on now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next. And welcome to you also.
Good morning. My name is Shirley Purdy, and I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm in support of the bill because I work with the summer camp, the nonprofit summer camp, Kids at Work, and these kids really wanted a choice not to go home, not to be able to choose what school they wanted to go to.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, welcome to you, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Chairman, and all the committee members? My name is Leon Benjamin. I'm a pastor of 21 years, husband of 30 years, 3 beautiful kids. My son is here with me learning about this process here today. My oldest daughter is a teacher at Armstrong High School, graduated from Virginia Union, and she tells me all the things going on at that school. Some good, some bad. And my youngest daughter is at ODU University in her second year. As a candidate also running for Congress here in the 4th District in the special election, I see the need, the vast need right now for educational assistance. And in this bill, HB1508, it's time. We need the opportunities, and I call it the money follows the child. More money needs to follow our children and not just the institution that may be failing them. And so we have to sponsor this. We have to say yes to this because right now, the statistics are showing that more kids, if they had the opportunity, they would do better. And so it's not going to cover the whole tuition or cover the whole cost, but for parents, single moms, single dads or families, it will definitely help. So please push this bill through. It is necessary. Thank you.
Next. Welcome to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the subcommittee. My name is Michael Monroy. I'm from Loudoun County, and I represent the Libre Initiative, a nonprofit, nonpartisan Latino advocacy organization. And a lot of Latinos, like a lot of minorities and folks in Virginia, have come to this country seeking a better opportunity. But for many, a quality education is the key to that American dream. And before and since the pandemic, that American dream has been very much out of reach. Over the pandemic, virtual education, other parents that had the economic means formed learning pods, hired tutors, put their kids in private schools, but the rest of the folks that didn't have those needs, economic means, have been left behind. Studies have shown Latino and Black children, students have been left far behind when it comes to reading, when it comes to math. It's very concerning. So we're here in support of House Bill 1508. We think this would give a lot of parents, a lot of Latinos that are dreaming about such an opportunity, a shot at the American dream. So we're very excited to be here.
Thank you. Next, welcome to you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, members of the subcommittee.
Brevity, please, if you can.
Yes, Todd Gackey with the Family Foundation. You have heard some very compelling testimonies. Yes. We offer our strong support of this bill, and to reiterate what someone has said, I think the time is right for this to go forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Again, please be brief.
Yep. CJ Saylor, State Director for Americans for Prosperity. Delegate Davis, Mr. Chairman. Thank you all for just hearing it, but just quickly, Americans for Prosperity strongly supported this bill. I'll just personally share that I am a product of a bill like this. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan in the 80s. Had an opportunity to leave a failing school in my community to go to a better school. From there, had an opportunity to go to Morehouse College, which is the alum of Martin Luther King, one of my Spelman sisters. Delegate Price is here. But I had an opportunity to leave Detroit because of opportunity. And I wouldn't be here today if it were not for that. And so I implore you all to come together as family men and women that have children to support this. It's not a Republican, Democrat. It's a bill about our children. I have a 10-month-old daughter, and I want her to have that same choice. So thank you all, and bless you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. Please be brief.
I'll be brief. Again, this is why I'm here today. Again, Coach Michael Bailey. I represent Life Coach Academy. It's a nonprofit, and we're global. We're not local. Okay. Make a long story short, we do life skills coaching. We teach time management and anger management. The bill says Virginia Education Success Account. We're all about success and having an opportunity. So Virginia today, in the Commonwealth of Virginia, I want to talk to you about a couple of things, and it's right under this bill. Exit polls, voters nationwide. Most important issues. Okay, reveal what voters think. We're the voters, we're the people. Stay with me on this bill. Education is not on this screen. I took a picture of this that was on worldwide and national news. We all have to pay attention to the news. So here we go. Inflation is one.
Please be brief if you can.
Abortion, two. Crime, gun policy, and immigration. I don't see education on here. My point is very simply, we said no earlier to kids at home in terms of sports. We're saying no again to choice and an opportunity to choose what school our children go to. I represent a different culture, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not against public schools. I have 5 children. I will be 5-0 in 3 years because all of them will have a college degree and own land. That's my personal goal as a coach. I will be 5-0. I represent a different culture of people that don't have opportunity and choice today. And they want to be able to choose a school in which their students may attend. And it's supported by the people that have bought this bill here today. So the Commonwealth of Virginia asking you to change your thinking. That's not what voters think. The voters are here and we are represented. And we want to be able to choose which schools our students attend, whether they're in a zip code or out of the zip code. Education is education. It doesn't have a color. Either you're for it or against it. I'm Coach Bailey, and I thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, any opposition? Okay. One more. I'm sorry.
Opposition.
Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak the affirmative here? And please be brief if you can. Okay, please be brief. Thank you. Welcome.
Yes. Good morning. My name is Sierra Bellfield. I support this bill because I feel that kids should have a choice. I'm a mother of 9. I lost my son September the 25th, 2022, due to suicide. He was being bullied. Maybe if I had other options, he could have went elsewhere and things could have been better. But at the present time, I didn't. I worked several jobs to make sure things go right with my kids. I just feel that each child should be equal and each child should have a choice to where they go to. And me as a parent, I'm going to stand on it because I'm going to fight. I have to turn my negative into a positive, and I'm going to do whatever it takes.